What I love is that not only are you a big believer as a CMO in this, but as a CRM company, understanding the customer journey, tracking the customers, the conversation, what's happening there, the data that you collect now and help us as CMOs or C-suite executives in B2B companies is so important. So I just wanted to say that. Another reason why I'm excited to talk here about it. But here's what I'd love to do. I would love to hear your philosophy of just how you connect revenue. What is the revenue logic in your mind on customer obsession? How does customer obsession impact growth, revenue of the business?
Yeah, I think a big question, but a really important one. For me is definitely not just believing your own assumptions, but truly using the data you have at hand, but also going out to seek the truth among the customers that you are selling to and among the ideal customer profile. So that you always take outset in the customer wants and needs and not just assume that what they want at any given point in time. That's integrated not only in marketing, but how we do product development, how we develop our sales methodology, et cetera, et cetera.
At one level, I hear what you're saying and I'm thinking, absolutely, 100%, right? On the other level, that's what we learned in Marketing 101 when we're in school, right? Why is it so important? And to underscore this, I ask everybody that comes onto the podcast, and we have a whole conversation in advance. And I always started out by saying, what do you think are the two greatest challenges to creating long-term sustainable growth? Right. And a lack of deep understanding of the voice of the customer is number two behind internal alignment. And everyone agrees that the voice of the customer is the number one way to get that internal alignment. And so when you and I were talking before on the prep call, you said that voice of the buyer, gaining those insights, but not just giving it lip service, right? Gaining the insights proactively, not just relying on kind of what happens in the commercial process of the go-to-market strategy and what do we hear and let's listen and see what we can do with it. But you actually are very proactive with it. Why are those insights so important? And why is being so proactive about getting them? When we have customer success talking to customers, we have sales talking to customers all the time. What is your viewpoint on that?
Yeah, I think having, like you say, having sales reps speaking to the customer every day, having customer success, having support speaking to customers every day, the results of that insight is very important. It kind of enables you to keep finger on the pulse. But I also believe that you have to even look at it in the bigger picture because, for example, in a sales rep call, you are discussing maybe contracts or more short-term things, how is onboarding going, etc. But when we build the GTM strategy and the plan for this year, for beyond next year and onwards, it's also about understanding the big picture. What is our ideal customer profile? What are they worried about? How are they planning for growth in the coming years? How are they feeling and thinking about AI? Should we become the AI first CRM? Or should we become the CRM that our ICP really wants and needs, where they have certain AI capability that helps them solve really concrete challenges? And that's just one example of how we combine the voice of the customer in the daily with quite extensive market research within the ICP, talking to those who are not customers today, but that we want to become customers today. And then truly tailoring the GTM to that, because then we also know we're answering the pains, also the opportunities that the customers want to grasp.